Today we're going to look at event options that sits within settings on your menu bar. Event options are used for your bookings, your waitlist, and some different advanced rules. Go ahead and go to settings and click through to event options. The first section you see is general. The booking visibility, this is what your customers will see when they go to book into a class. You can choose that they will only see the number of bookings that have booked in. You can choose nothing, or other customers or members that are coming to that class. You can also choose when your booking closes for that class, when the event starts, when it ends, or before the event starts. If you would like to make sure that nothing is double booked in your timetable for space or coaches, you would click one or the other of these buttons, or both. Automatic cancellation. This is if a class does not have any bookings an hour before the class starts or event, and you would click this button, it would cancel it automatically. You can do this manually as well. Overlapping bookings. This just allows customers to overlap sessions when they book. The next section is bookings. This is how far in advance customers can book their class. You can choose between hours, days, weeks, and months for this. The same applies for drop-ins and again for trials. The late cancel no-show section. This will trigger an email if a customer does not show up for their service, so whether that's a class or a personal training session. The late cancel will do the same thing if you have the late cancel window set up. Bookings in late period, this applies to the section below and is detailed in the article. Penalties. The penalties on charging, you can choose from 24 hours after class, or you can add on to the monthly bill. We're going to go through the penalties section now. So the penalties, if you do apply the penalties, we have two options here. When you click in, you can apply it to products, or you can apply it to classes, or both. So if I was to edit this, you can choose charge late fee, charge no show fee, and you can select what memberships you want that applied to. For the classes, it's the same thing as well. If you have a specific class that is a very popular class, you could name it CrossFit, for an example, CrossFit Off-Peak. So you would change that in your timetable, and then that way you can break down who has a penalty and who doesn't. In this case, I've applied a penalty for a late cancellation or a no-show to my CrossFit class, and then my CrossFit Off-Peak classes have neither. Your late cancel window. This is the section I was referencing earlier. Your late cancel window, if you want to put in for minutes, hours, or days, quite typically people may put in 6 hours here. It just gives people an opportunity to be able to book in a class if somebody else cancels. The overnight late cancel window, if you have very early morning classes, maybe a 5:30 and a 6:30 a.m. class, this is a very handy thing to utilize. You would maybe have a setting of 9 or 10 o'clock in the evening before the class starts, and the morning of up to the couple of classes that are early, then you would switch it off. Basically, if someone has booked a class and then they cancel within this window, they would be considered as a late cancel. Service options, same applies, and workshop options, you can work through those. Next section is the waitlist. The waitlist we have detailed in another article just below at the end of this article. Advanced limit rules, we also have another article on that, and the plan pass restrictions.